Newsflash, if you don't know, now you know. We live under a narcissistic system that we call the American dream. That dream, for most Americans, is a nightmare. And if you don't think it's a nightmare, I would have to say it's only a small percentage of Americans who are living the American dream. And of course, they're enjoying it. I believe they're living the American dream. A lot of the one percenters, if not all of them, are living off our backs, off the sweat of our brow, and off our labor. And we get crumbs. The reason why I say we live under a narcissistic system, because the system doesn't give a shit about middle class or poor people. They only care about themselves. That's why I call it a narcissistic system. The system only cares about their bottom line. Everything in America is overpriced. It's sky high. Everything. The vehicles are overpriced, over and beyond. And that's an understatement. Food is overpriced. The cost of living is through the roof. Appliances is through the roof. It's ridiculous. When do we as Americans get to the point where we say enough is enough? I'm not taking this shit anymore. I don't know if you guys notice, but a lot of these TV programs, you know, making it look cool to have a small house. You know, you look at China, they got people damn near living in drawers. Shit. Paying an arm and a leg to live in a fucking drawer? When do we say, as the people, enough is enough? Enough is enough. I think it used to be minorities used to struggle in great numbers. And of course, Europeans did too, right? Caucasian people in America. But it used to be, oh, that's the minorities, not that's them. That ain't us. Now everybody's affected. Everybody's affected. Like I said in my other videos, I can't help but think about in the ancient African days and in all other cultures in those ancient days. I'm not saying everything should be free, but damn, everything should make sense when it comes to affordable prices. Again, we have this banana tree in ancient Africa, and I'm just using this as an example. The banana tree is for everyone, but yet it's no one's. It's God's land. He owns the trees. I'm just keeping it real simple and elementary. So that banana tree, if you're hungry, back in the day, you just walk and grab the banana from the banana tree and eat it. If you needed water, it was free because it came from the land. It was everyone's, but yet it was no one's. Same thing with housing. Came from the land. You had time, the fathers had time to spend time with his children, and the mother had time to spend time with her children, which is their children. The mother could be a mother and teach her daughter to grow her up to be a young lady, a productive young lady, a respectable young lady. The father could do the same thing with his sons to teach him masculinity, teach him how to hunt, teach him how to deal with adversities, not to be hoodlums and thugs. Same thing with the mothers. The mother could teach her daughter how to be a lady, femininity. We lost that in this society because we live in a capitalistic society. Parents don't have time to be parents, especially middle class and poor people. They ain't got time because they're too busy selling their blood for money, selling their energy for money, selling their soul for money so they can keep a roof over their head, so they can continue to feed their family. This is sad and it's disgusting. But this is the system we live under. And it's going to produce more homelessness, more people forced to live in their vehicles. I've seen on YouTube there's a pandemic, an epidemic with people living in their storage unit. What the hell is a storage unit technically built for? When Americans have, obviously we have way more than what we can handle. So that's what the storage unit is set up for, right? Not for people to live in it, but the rent is too damn high, the mortgage is too damn high. So people are being pushed out to live in a storage unit. This is sad. Shameful. When do the American people get to the point where they're like, fuck this? This is for the birds. When you live in a society, going back to the ancients, I'm going to take a leap. You would have no teenage pregnancy. You would have no orphans. You will have no homelessness, and you will not have people starving. You have restaurants, from high class restaurants to fast food restaurants, throwing food away. And we got people dying in the streets. They probably just don't show it on the news in big numbers. We got people and this is not in third world countries. This is here in America. They just don't publicize it as they should. And maybe they do. I don't see it. I don't see people dead in the street from hunger. It doesn't mean they're not dying of hunger. And we have plenty of food. This is what happens when greed takes place. This situation affects everybody. So like I said, the American dream is dead. Now, is it dead for everybody? No. There's exceptions to every rule. But most people, most Americans, for most Americans, the American dream is dead. You have young women today selling their soul for money. And I don't know all their stories, but I would admit the system is so tough. They're on YouTube cleaning up half naked so they can get views. and subscribers. This is where, this is where this world is going. And this is where it's at. Like that saying go, you would sell your own mother's bath water. Well, whoop, there it is. There it is. Sell your soul for $1. When does it stop? When do we say, no, we have to build a new system? This system is not working. It's actually tearing Americans apart. Eventually, everybody's going to be living in a drawer in America. This is a narcissistic system. And when you're dealing with a bully, you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to stand up and get away. I see why people are leaving California by the droves. And it's probably most states, because eventually all the states in the United States, inflation is going to skyrocket. People are leaving the country. This has to stop. We have to come up with a new system. This system is obsolete and it's shit. And people are dying and people are starving. People are homeless. People are going, there's going to be more Americans homeless because America keeps doing, the system keeps doing the same thing in the same way. And then we, as common people, expect the situation to change. It's not going to change. It's going to get worse. There's going to be more homelessness, more death, more chaos. We have to change. We have to band together. It can't be about blacks. It can't be about whites. It can't be about, we have to come together because at the end of the day, we all have to eat. We all want shelter over our head. We all want to get from point A to point B. This is Mike Chevalier, keeping it simple and